You thought Chaz would be the storyteller tonight, but it is I, Josh, who is the storyteller, not for Vampire, but for Changeling, the Dreaming, the Dustbowl Blues.
To be fair, Chaz also thought he would be the storyteller tonight, so you fooled us all.
Joke's on you, I'm making you the storyteller again. I actually have Mark Zantz right here in front of me.
It's a mean trick. No Kyle tonight, unfortunately. He's off doing things.
All right, folks, we got our JoJo reference in. We can call it. CavCon's over.
But yes, we are currently 2 fairies short of a motley, but we will soldier on nonetheless, much as all of America and pretty much all of the world had to during the 1930s. And so I take you back almost 100 years ago to the far-off time of 1933, where almost everything was terrible, but hamburgers still cost only a nickel, so they had that going for them.
What the fuck were it?
Are you asking why the fuck a hamburger cost a nickel?
No, I was trying to find my fucking book.
Oh, I wish.
You still do if you know where to get them. The point isn't taste good.
You shouldn't trust a burger for a nickel anymore, Adam.
Yeah.
There was a time when it made sense for the economy, but not anymore.
Josh, legitimately, I would buy your burgers for a nickel, because I don't care if you smoked rat, it would probably be delicious.
I'm glad my food inspires such confidence. But last we left off, we had essentially finished the preludes, and the premise has been set up. Who the changelings who stand before you comprise of a small motley, which has been sent forth by the Duke Hidalgo of the Duke of the Duchy of the North Star. And a great dream has been sent to many of changeling kind, of which I believe the only one here who experienced it was one Riker Redwind, played by Xavier. They do not know what is going on, but they know there is a great work which will be accomplished by the dreamers of the world, and that it is their duty to try to make sure that these seeds planted in the world come to fruition in their native soil. And so they have been tasked with going to the northwest panhandle town of Crucifixion, Texas, where one of these dreamers is said to lay. And that is where we start. They all had said their goodbyes to their families. They had packed their things and put it over their shoulders, and I believe they were meeting up at the bar at high noon, as suggested by Mon Jarston.
The bar is called High Noon.
He actually wanted everybody to be there at 8, and so he's gone. I believe it was Chess. Well, would you kindly regale us with your character's name once more and who he is?
I am James Hutcherson, a.k.a. Rear Dapalium, an autumn she of House Liam.
And I believe you were the one tasked with the car, right?
Yes, I was the one given the car. Hutch is the son of a dead Shine Runner. His Fey self believes it is his duty to uplift changeling society, to weave the disparate threads into a tapestry stronger than the whole. Currently, his major goal in life is to assist his alcoholic brother, Avery, who, unbeknownst to him, he has unfortunately agreed to bring to crucifixion with him, which, rest assured, I am absolutely dreading.
Chaz, you don't want to go on a road trip with one of your siblings who is an addict?
It's more like I don't want to go on a road trip with one of my siblings who's an addict and also a car full of magical fairies.
So who are you picking up? I believe you probably only know where one person lives, actually.
Well, okay, so I dropped off Krudar, who does not have a house, as one does.
Who would you drop them off with?
And I dropped them off at Krudar's place to eat dinner with his parents.
Hey, Krudar, you're getting the name mixed up, Chaz.
Yes, Kazaa. I dropped off Monkey Feet.
A soon-to-be somewhat popular torrenting service in the early 2000s shall be his legacy.
Did your character invent that? At some point in your cycle of reincarnations, like, I'm gonna just make something that gives people shit for free.
Fuck Metallica. Here's all their music for free.
Imp, how's it going, buddy?
A visible kit.
Never see what he did.
All right, so I suppose then, yeah, I will go to pick up Kazaa. And I assume Krudar. I assume we're going to pack him in the trunk or something. Did anybody ever see the original The Gamers movie?
I have not.
Not The Gamers Darkness Rising, which I will die on this hill is the best of the trilogy. The original one, The Gamers, there's this recurring joke where one of their players can't make the session, so they constantly go, "What about Mitch?" And the camera pans over to this guy just staring absently in the distance, and the GM says, "Oh yeah, Mitch is here too." So we're just gonna Mitch Krudar, I assume.
I thought you left on the journey already without us.
That ruins my immersion.
Dead Bards, Daestra, but you've seen Darkness Rising. I'm talking about the one before that. It's super indie. It looks like they filmed it on a fucking like $50 camcorder, but you know what? It's worth a watch.
That's a Capcom way.
Yeah, true. But I do maintain that Darkness Rising is the superior movie. I actually
think we had a $50 camcorder?
No.
If I recall, before I met you guys were literally hanging a $20 webcam from string.
Yeah.
From the ceiling.
They don't have to know that.
I actually met Brian Lewis and Jen Page one year at Gen Con, Daestra, which is, what was his name? Cassidy? Cass? And Jen Page, the one woman in Darkness Rising. And I got them to sign a copy of the DVD for me. And I can't find the fucker anywhere. I'm super pissed about it.
Also, shout out to Yorkie for resubbing for 6 months.
Thank you.
And good evening to you, too.
It's too early.
It is too early for Yorkie. He just got up.
So I'm going to say your brother's probably a little hungover sitting in the back of the jalopy. He's probably taking a...
Hungover means he's controllable.
He's probably tipping his hat over his eyes sitting in the back seat when you pick up Kazaa and Krudar.
So as I pull up before the house / scrapyard, give me a moment, Avery. I got to talk to these guys a second.
You do whatever you got to do, little brother. I'm just gonna sit back here a little bit.
Much obliged. I'm gonna get out and sort of meet Kazaa and Krudar at a point that I think would be out of earshot of the car.
Okay.
Unfortunately for you, Kazaa literally has his face against your window.
I'm already walking in the door. I'm just opening the door, walk past you.
Morning, fellows. Sleep well.
Yo. So what?
Listen, I wonder if I could ask you a small favor.
Want me to drive, right?
Preferably not, although if you wish, I'm not opposed to surrendering the wheel.
What is this request?
Difficult to explain.
Make the car faster?
An unforeseen circumstances befallen me, and one of my charges, my kinane brother, seems to be in no small spot of danger should I leave him to his own devices. Ergo, I will have to bring him with. Unfortunately, given his current condition, I don't think it'd be wise to bring him to a saloon. I would have to ask you to go in my stead and ask them to meet us a few blocks away. Could you do this for me?
You're going to drop us off near the saloon and we're going to walk over there?
Unfortunately, yes. I don't wish to impose, but Again, my brother is quite sick, and how does one put this? I don't think rubbing a sick man's face in a smallpox blanket is going to make him better.
Have you tried it though?
I can't say I have, but I'm going to stick to my instincts, friend.
Are you telling him to do the? It's probably an appropriate thing to do at this time. The whole, I caught my son smoking cigarettes. Now he's going to have to smoke the whole pack kind of thing.
That will kill him.
He has to drink the whole saloon.
Go pint of cocaine.
Now that you snorted a little bit of coke, you're going to have to smoke. You're going to have to snort the whole kilo, son.
Yeah. You'll learn your lesson here.
That, and I must stress again, my brother is of the kidney. He is not enchanted as are we, although I have tried. Well, I won't discourage any attempts to, shall we say, enrich him, because God knows he probably needs more than that than anyone I've met. Perhaps we should keep specific fairy talk to a minimum while we're on the road.
All right. Or should we leave him here with my folks' place? They could
No,
probably,
I do not wish him to be out of my sight until we're safely within crucifixion.
Ma, Pa, this here young man's going to stay with you all for a while.
Yeah, that's what I was going to pretty much.
He's your son now.
I'm off and doing Pinkerton things.
Forget all about me, Mom.
He's got a drinking problem, by the way.
He's got a drinking problem. Better keep that.
Pretty sure
away.
Pretty sure the general consensus at the time was drinking was never a problem because everyone's fucking sad. Because they just got over the whole "hey, everyone has a drinking problem" thing.
So everybody has a problem.
So with that, I'm assuming we pack everyone in the car, and then I will probably drop off, because within walking distance of the saloon, hopefully far enough so that Avery doesn't get any ideas.
So you park a little bit ways down from the saloon, and I'm assuming Kazaa is going to get down and go meet up with the rest of the crew.
Yeah. Like, Monjarson and Riker?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're the only ones at the saloon right now.
There's also like the Slua, but she can fit in like a box.
Excellent contortionist. But obviously,
What year?
What year is it? 1933?
There you go.
So, Monjarson, you're the first, obviously, to arrive at the saloon, considering it is technically your current place of residence.
Oh, just staying in the inn for a single night.
I will give you your choice. What is the delicious Mexican breakfast? Is it menudo or pozole?
Oh, I don't know.
Beans.
I only consume beans.
Isn't the thing with red caps that they'll eat anything? Are you just like, did you take that in the other direction?
I only eat beans.
He'll eat the whole can, but it has to be a bean can.
Consume beans. No, I gotta save the beans for the ride. It's gonna be a long one. So, yeah, in keeping with the red cap tradition of eating anything, I think menudo is more up that alley.
Way to throw fucking shade.
I like menudo.
I actually don't, so I'm more in agreement with you than you are.
You've only had it once, right? The one time Tom gave you some?
I've had it a handful of times now, I think 2 or 3 times, and I've never appreciated the flavor. Where the fuck is Reared's character sheet?
So even in the Great Depression, the ingredients required to make menudo are still fairly in abundance, considering it is bone, dried chiles, and cow stomach.
Intestines.
Yeah, intestines. And hominy.
Hold on one second. OBS decided to freeze again. Yeah. Hang on, nice. I know how to finish this.
Josh is fine.
Okay, we're good.
We can take our drinks now?
That was a super flattering picture of me, though.
Were you posing for a black metal album cover?
No, just kind of like a...
If I ever have a black metal band, I want to take a parody shot. Instead of out in the Norwegian wilderness, I'm going to have the corpse paint melting off of my face in the desert, making a face with a fucking axe.
But which one of us can you shoot for it?
So you're sitting at the bar, having your menudo, when one Riker Redwind walks in. About what time do you think Riker Redwind shows up, Xavier? Having camped out at the edge of San Antone.
Probably like 10 till.
Is that when you read the science says and the fucking science is high noon? Like, oh.
Oh.
Like, god damn it.
That's what he meant.
As what did I name him? Julio or Javier? I know it started with a J. I'm gonna go with Javier. No, that's your name. I'll go with Julio.
I mean, you could use my name. It's fairly common.
It's not copyrighted. Just copyright your name, Xavier.
So Julio will offer you a hot bowl of menudo. Should you be willing to pay, I'm assuming, less than a dime for it.
I'd be shocked if that thing was more than a nickel. Fucking menudo's cheap as shit.
Do you want menudo or a burger?
I will say you can have the menudo for a hay penny. As I'm pretty sure
those made out of money.
I will take his offer for the soup.
Do you all have anything to say in each other?
Tell you right now, this stuff ain't for everyone.
It's hot, and it's ready.
For there's a pizza place like that.
That's an interesting slogan you got there. That's not the right voice. Hang on, wait. Beans. Beans.
Boy.
Boy.
Where's my money?
So I believe coming from northern Mexico, you probably have a fairly decent idea what menudo is, even if your heritage is Apache rather than Mexican. I'm assuming while the two of you stoically eat your breakfast soup, it is the greasy mechanic with the bare feet who walks in to greet you all first.
Yes, bare feet.
You don't even have slippers.
Bare feet and their dexterous toes too.
So wait, if you constantly walk around barefoot, that makes me wonder: does Kazaa just occasionally like switch it up and handstand everywhere he goes?
He has to. Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah. Does he get a better view of something? He gets a handstand instead of
what?
Like to get a better view of something. Yeah.
When I get it, he's got to see underneath a car. He just kind of does a 180.
Yeah.
And then puts the wrench in his toes. Do you also have dexterous legs? Is the question, because like your toes can grab onto stuff, but do you have the same range of motion with your legs?
Oh no, that's
and if you do, this character is officially weirder than your satyr.
It's up to Josh to see if I can have that much.
It's up to Josh. Josh, how weird is his character?
Do it,
the dice will decide.
Let the role player decide.
Like, I want you to be like like one of those Asian contortionists.
Will you pull out a finger and start smoking with my foot?
I had a bad joke, but I will refrain from saying it.
Because here at Capcom, we're only top tier.
Only the classiest.
See for yourselves.
All right, Adam, what do you got to say as the 1910s Western outlaw and the 1860s Native American turn to face you? Red juices pouring down their chins.
Like, when y'all are done with breakfast, we'll be heading out here soon. But the Hirsch guy got
That Hirsch guy.
he's got a brother in the back, and he's normal.
Only now do I
What are you trying
realize,
to
oh god, I sent Adam to deliver a message.
And exactly what are you trying to say?
I know you just.
You trying to say I ain't normal?
No, I'm just saying that. do I look normal to you?
Because I find that to be mighty rude. As I hover my hand over my pistol.
My just saying didn't mean no disrespect. What's it called? You just told me to tell you that. I guess I'll walk over to get closer to him. Just hopefully, like with my hands up in the air to not get shot.
Hands and feet. He knows this trick already. Walk to him on your knees.
Walk to my elbows.
I'll quit acting weird. I'm just joshing you.
But you know what I mean by normal? Or do I gotta more elaborate on it?
If only there was some kind of term we could use for people that aren't like us.
I don't know what the term is though.
He's a muggle. He's a muggle.
I was gonna say that muggle. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, that's the one I was gonna go
We're
for.
playing Changeling, Adam. We're not playing Mage.
Yeah, but
You're right. He's a kinfolk.
That's werewolf.
Oh, he's a bystander.
You could just go with unenchanted or Canaan, Adam.
yeah, he's unenchanted. So we can't talk about our stuff in his vicinity, but I don't know how perceptive he is at the moment. He's got his hat on his face the whole time.
You hear that? What was the bartender's name again?
I'm going with Julio.
You hear that, Julio? This guy's brother ain't enchanted.
He's like, hey. It's the 30s, nobody is. Worst year in history.
So far.
Didn't we just have like a horrendous flu in the 20s?
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't even mean these 20s. I mean the last 20s.
Yes, the Spanish flu has fairly recent.
Happens every 100 years.
Happens every 100 years. Like clockwork.
We should just prepare for it every time.
But we won't. Or we will. Maybe we'll learn.
That's the message your little knocker buddy tells you.
So, what's your point here?
Well, no, he just told me to tell y'all. I don't know what happened.
That's all he told me to tell you. That's it. Nothing
And
else.
we're about to be heading out here soon. You guys at high noon?
I look at the clock. Is it high noon yet?
It is high noon.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we can see his fairy self, right? And so
Yes.
can enchanted people. Well, I'm explaining to Black Gutter. Also, certain fairies do tend to look a certain way with their fey mien. So he's got the typical knocker traits of like the rosy cheeks and the nose and the, I think like white hair.
Valerno's he has a lot of intelligence, so he knows stuff, but he doesn't know how to explain it.
He knows things. I'll have you know.
The word he does not know to describe himself is articulate.
Yeah.
It is indeed high noon, and back at the car, Avery's stirring a little bit, and he's like, "Little brother, exactly what the hell are we going to this crucifixion for anyway? You saying they got work up there in the heart of the Dustbowl?"
I mean, can you tell me one other place that needs help right now? There's honest work for any man that can go and seize it.
I just don't know what kind of work they got up there.
Well, there's a lot of farmlands that need revitalizing. There's economies in shambles, so there's a lot of places looking for help. If you want to be on my side of the counter for a change.
Whatever you say, I said I'd give it a shot, but I don't know what kind of miracle you're expecting to pull off now, little brother.
Hey, now don't you go and just start doubting me now. I've pulled off miracles before. I think I got 1 or 2 left in me yet.
Well,
I
unless
sure
you can
hope that little weird guy comes back soon.
Unless you can Houdini me a bottle of hooch, I don't see any kind of the magic tricks I want to see right now.
So, I don't have any medicine. Yeah, I have 0.
I have medicine.
I have been around drunks.
Hell, I think I have medicine.
I've been around drunks.
Yeah.
I have medicine too.
Would Rearid know, like, at what level, like, drink withdrawals become fatal?
What's your medicine at?
0. I have shit.
0. You will know when it happens, kind of thing.
Ugh.
When he's throwing up, his eyes are blue under the eyelids, and he is pale white. You will have a good idea that perhaps it is getting pretty bad. And as I will say it is at this point that you all arrive at the jalopy. And you see Hutch talking to a man who looks much like him, if not slightly older and a little more worn around the edges.
Can they come back with a beer bottle?
I swear to God, Adam, you fucking Judas.
Hey guys, look.
He seems to be about to just go ahead and ignore you guys and go back to sleep when he kind of perks up and sees Kazaa with the bottle. He's like, well, if it isn't my new best friend. What'd you say your name was?
Yeah, you don't pay nothing for this. This is mine.
Ooh. Deny
Whatever.
him.
Whatever happened to showing a bit of brotherly love now? Oh, what?
You didn't pay for it either. You stuck that when bartender, I can't ever remember his name. Julio was talking to this one. I don't know his name. I point over to Riker.
That's true. I haven't told anyone my name yet. Oh, I'm gonna keep that going for as long as possible.
Bless you.
Also, what's your name?
Moonwalker?
Ray Skywalker?
No, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
The last of...
I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be part of this adventure.
So they're saying this San Antonio is not Kashyyyk. What's that place called?
Jakku, Adam?
Yeah, Jakku. Yeah, there we go.
Ah, yes. I often get
Kashyyyk.
Tatooine and Kashyyyk mixed up. They're so similar in bio.
They're both singular biosystems.
Need more to drink to remember stuff.
Adam, did you actually pay for that hooch, or did you try to snag it?
I probably like
Which you're broke as shit. Don't lie to me.
do we have any resources? Let's see.
Do you? Yeah, whatever resources you think you have, cut that in half. That's about.
Yeah, one resource. Yeah.
Yorkie, you trying a Ligma joke? I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
What's a name?
One dot of resource is probably going to
Yeah,
tighten your purse strings a little bit, but you can probably buy a beer.
Yeah, just took the bottle with it and all for the road. Yeah, but I paid for the thing. Damn it, I'm taking the whole thing.
And it's the 30s, so you're not exactly going to get carded at this point.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure your character's over 18. I don't think anybody cares.
Yeah.
For the purposes of this adventure, all characters are 18, even if explicitly stated otherwise.
It's true.
They're the age they need to be.
Avery is like, "Oh, come on now, buddy. What's your name? We're going to be spending some time together, aren't we?"
Depends.
As he puts an arm around you.
Just trying to chug the whole beer in front of him. I hold him up with my foot.
Why don't you give me a stamina? I will say stamina athletics as you try to shotgun a beer as it starts to foam as you try to pop it open and chug it, and it turns to pure foam.
See, we got my 4 dice.
Exactly how it worked this hutch right now is.
I'm actually trying to figure that out right now.
Go.
It's.
I really wish you botched.
At this point, I think Hutch is trying to make a calculated move, and it's like if I don't interfere, if I let Avery get in a little nip now, he'll be easier to control till I get to crucifixion. I don't feel good about that. I feel shitty about that. But I think that's currently the best strategy. And I will let you decide whether or not that triggers my antithesis of seeing someone suffer.
I will say it does trigger it as Kazaa, as your brother puts the arm around him, Kazaa immediately just, with his leathery hands, used to working with machinery and whatnot, pops that bottle off, and it just as you see the addict's frustration in your brother's eyes, watching somebody just stingily take a whole bottle of booze to themselves.
But I'll leave out like a tiny little morsel left.
So that means that watching him suffer is a banality trigger for me. I don't actually remember. Do I roll something for that, or do I just instantly get winged?
Roll the frenzy.
Roll the frenzy.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, Adam. You say you're leaving a little bit at the bottom of the bottle.
Yeah, then I'll hand it to.
And I will gladly take that bottle.
Finish it off.
And finish it off. Mightily neighborly of you.
Is that actually what you're doing, Tom?
Yeah.
You see the slight spark of hope in Avery's eyes. He's like, "Thank God, I'm finally gonna get a goddamn drink in me." As a man, I'm assuming with the mutton chop sideburns or a mustache, snatches that bottle.
I said thank you.
What if I get the bottle back? I want to make something out of it.
Be my guest.
And I'll hold it.
As you see Avery kind of licking his lips and going, it's going to be a hung goddamn ride to crucifixion, isn't it?
That's the
Okay.
thing.
As he kind of angrily sits down in the back seat and says, well,
What do you think I'm drinking? It's be a long ride.
Adam, you are the antagonist right now. I want you to know that.
I don't know what I'm.
Oh, thank you, X. I found it in the rule book, by the way. Now I just need to open my. So I need to roll glamour against a difficulty 8.
As Mon Jarston takes out his flask and takes a swig of that as a chaser.
Are you also actually doing that, Tom?
Well, yeah. I don't know. This guy has a problem, and he's just like, that's not enough for me.
I botched hard.
Oof.
Yep, that's
How many
that's
ones?
Oh, it's just 1-1, but it's no
okay.
successes. So that is a point of banality for Hutch, as he buries the thought deep in his head that it's going to be a long ride indeed.
As you see your brother now turn to Mon Jarston, I'm going, well, if it isn't my new best friend over here, what was your name again?
I don't recall saying my name.
Oh, we got along. Yes.
Do I have anything that might ostensibly serve as a cup in the car?
In the car, probably.
All right.
I mean, if you had any foresight, you probably brought like a tin cup or something with you.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to stealthily, because I don't want him to realize I have it. I'm going to hate myself for this on so many levels. And if you want that to play out somehow mechanically, then go for it. I'm going to reach into Hutch's robes, which in not Fey terms is probably... I think he has like a fairly decent like vest. He looks like an old-timey shopkeep. Hutch reaches into his robes, and he's going to like surreptitiously take out Daddy's last flask of moonshine. He's going to pour a small nip.
At the smell of that moonshine, your brother turns to you and hands shaking
I'm
a
gonna
little
hide
bit.
this. I'm going to the other side of the fucking car to pour this.
Okay.
I will go around the fucking corner if I need to.
Why don't you give me dex stealth?
Dex stealth. I'm not terrible at that, actually. But I'm not as good as I wish I was.
Yeah, when a changeling gets overcome by banality Daestra, they basically their fey soul goes dormant until they die and get a second chance to be born again, and at which point the whole thing starts over.
What's my difficulty, Josh?
I will say, as you were trying to hide hooch from an alcoholic, it's a diff 7.
Diff 7.
Hoo-hoo.
You can also spend willpower.
Yeah, I don't have a tremendous amount, but I might have to.
Banality is a little more than boredom. It is more like the soul-crushing weight of the world.
All right, I'm spending willpower on this.
Okay.
Existential dread.
A.K.A. how we all feel all the time.
And it's a good goddamn thing I did, because I got a 7, a 6, and a 1. Oh, Onyx dice. It's going to be one of those nights. So that is 1 success with my willpower.
So while your brother is busy trying to get a bit of hooch out of Mon, you manage to slip out the back of the car and pour a little bit of Papa's old last batch of hooch.
Now, here's what's fun, and again, I will let you decide how this manifests. The dad's old hooch is currently imbued with 1 dot of summer. Is it summer or is it spring? Let me check my write-up, which I might have deleted.
Summer or spring, yeah.
How long have we been playing Changeling? Not very long.
1 dot of summer.
Okay.
So, now you can entirely decide that maybe it's not a strong enough dose, but there's a non-zero chance that Avery has magic powers now.
How are you presenting this to your brother to start your journey into the desert?
I'm just gonna nudge him and proffer the glass.
So this man is trying to fast talk you, Mon, very clearly wanting some of that hooch you got in your I keep saying hooch, but I believe hooch is technically gin. I don't know if you have gin in your flask. We're very clearly trying to schmooze some of your booze out of you. When Hutch comes around the corner, kind of nudges his brother, holds a tin cup to him, and kind of laughs a little bit and says, "Hey, I didn't know you were holding on to me, little brother."
There's miracles everywhere, Avery. You just have to have a little more faith in me.
As I take the cup.
Oh, thank you.
And he drinks it like a man dying of thirst out in the desert.
I hate myself with every drop that goes down his throat. Like, Hutch is totally disgusted, but he tries to console himself that it's for the greater good.
And he kind of rubs his eyes and looks at all of you, and he says, "Damn, if you all don't got some kind of shine to you. Let's get this PT and Bottom show on the road, aren't we?"
I will
antagonize.
I will jump behind the wheel and start the car.
I'm assuming Mon Jarston's going to be following along in his horse.
Yes, as I whistle for my steed.
Well, Mon Jarston whistles for his steed as it comes around from the back of the saloon. Where I'm assuming there's still places where a man to holster his horse up in Texas in the 20s or the 30s.
Hell,
As well just get
now.
In certain parts of Texas, you can go to gas stations and they have areas where you can hitch your horse. That is not an exaggeration or a joke.
It's a bike rack.
God damn it.
Yes, the horse, the bicycle of 100 years ago.
Yep.
And you'll just get this incredibly uneasy feeling, as I'm assuming it's a black horse.
It's a pale horse.
It's a pale horse, okay.
Yeah. Death's pale horse.
I get it.
What about you, Wrecker Redwood? Are you getting in the car?
Yeah. I mean, I had a horse, but like I don't have the same bond as he does. It was a horse.
I know what you're thinking, Tao Quinn, but people will frequently go to a big gas station, buy things other than gas.
Wait, your guy's Apache. Isn't like your whole thing is like horse.
Okay, first of all, that's the Comanche, you racist.
All right. That's not racism. I just mix up names a lot.
It's fine. I mean, yeah, they would still steal horses, but yeah, I probably stole that one too. It's not mine. They can have it back.
So you steal the car in return.
Aha!
So Texas is a big place, and you guys are pretty close to Central Texas at this point. And you're heading to the Panhandle. How are you all planning on spending that bit of time as you all are starting to make your way up north?
Hutch is probably visibly mad, and he will do his best, not to take it out on anybody, but he's probably very short when he is forced to talk, and probably going to stay quiet for the most part, just fucking watching the endless fucking ashtray of Texas roll by and just hating himself the whole fucking way.
And then Paul Tinkerton's probably holding the glass bottle with his feet to trying to make it into like a fancy telescope.
How was he trying to make it into a telescope?
Like with I have that little screwdriver thing that I did.
Your
What's it called?
Your chimerical item.
Yes, there we go.
I am curious, and I know magic is at work, but I'm curious exactly what your thought process is as you're holding this thing in your feet, scratching it with what looks like a screwdriver to a normal person.
He's just banging out with plastic toy tools.
A little rubber hammer.
It's just a dildo.
God damn it, Adam.
I just want to point out, you made that weird. We didn't push you to that. You went to dildo.
Yeah, I know.
He knows. I
Like-
didn't make the drug dealing lolly. He did.
you gave me the you gave me the gunpowder and the fuse, but I made it that.
But I made a bomb.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the game's unfinished. I haven't used all my feet to fix the game. That's funny. Thanks for Yusuf.
So I know Hutch is driving, but usually cars at this point literally had like a front couch and a back couch basically. And so who's sitting in the front seat and who's sitting in the back seat?
I'm sitting in the back seat and my horse is in the front.
I'm playing on the front.
I'll
so they
take
can't
the
see.
back by myself.
Well, I did point out that Avery was sitting in the back.
What now?
By myself.
There's a little X in the corner. Just click it. You hit one of the function keys.
Yeah.
Good night,
I'll
Imp.
sit next to him and
Night,
not
buddy.
look at him.
Right, Empa.
Goodbye.
So you're sitting in the front seat, Adam?
Yes.
It's one of the function keys. I think it's like F9 or F11. Just yeah. There you go.
Daestra, don't make me time you out.
So Avery seems to be in a good mood, kind of lying in the back with his head leaned back, hat over his face, just kind of whistling something off of Tim Pan Alley, probably. As he kind of flicks his hat up a little bit and looks over at you, Riker. And he's like, "What happened? The cigar store burned down?"
I slowly turn my head to him and stare at him for a good 5 seconds before responding with something like that. And then slowly turn my head back forward.
Jesus Christ, Avery, you sure know how to make a car ride more comfortable, don't you?
I'm just messing with the fella. We got, another 6 hours to crucifixion? You know I'm only messing with you, right, buddy?
I think it's gonna be a lot longer. That'd be like 6 hours with a modern car.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
I will say you guys have been driving for perhaps some time.
A whole 8 hours.
I'm pretty sure my horse is faster than that car.
Hey,
You can tow us.
but is it as fuel efficient?
Yes,
It runs-
far more.
Why did we even have cars?
It runs
Yeah.
on fuels.
I mean, everything had to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, seriously now, what are we gonna do? Sit in silence all goddamn right over there? I'm sure there's a story what happened to you.
A story. Is that what you would like to hear?
Oh, you don't gotta put me to bed, but I'd like to hear something.
Scalp him.
I'd rather problem solved.
You can't be an alcoholic if you, visit the scalp.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna roll something for my own benefit.
Okay.
So you roll in rage.
No, that's what kind of story I want to tell him.
So Valerno says you should tell him the story of how your foot met his ass.
Ah. I'm
All
not
right, Red Foreman. Here's the best character of that show.
Okay. So, I will look at him steely-eyed and ask him, how many people have you seen die?
as a bit of a wicked smile kind of crosses his face, and he's like, "Well, more than one, and it ain't pretty."
Well, I would wager that in your entire lifetime you've seen maybe dozens.
Well, the bars in Texas can get a little wild at night.
I've seen all those and more in single nights. Rivers red with blood. And the only thing I can see is the moonlight coming down through the clouds and the smoke of gunfire, and I can't tell them apart. So, is this the kind of story you'd like to hear?
I'll kind of look at you hard for a second before smiling and kind of turning away as a, well, ain't you just a regular bundle of joy? You fought on the wall or something?
Every war I can.
I survived the war.
I thought you were gonna say like. I thought you were gonna say you fought your own personal war.
As there is just an, I'm assuming the other two of you in the car have nothing to say.
Yeah, just like I'm just ignoring it.
I was just like, geez, I didn't think we were gonna get into the dark backstory episode on the second session.
God, Hutch is still pissed at himself and
least
keeping quiet, but starting to feel that fear again, that old classic fear of just being completely unprepared for what he has to do, and it's not comfortable. It's.
Don't worry, old Monjarson will go ahead and put one in your brother for you.
Thanks, pal.
Look at the bunny. Look at the alcohol there, buddy.
Think of that. Think of the booze.
As far as I understand, changelings, unless they have the fairy eternity merit, they live their normal human lifespan and they reincarnate later. Riker, I believe, has that merit.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a merit where they age slower, and whenever a changeling is by a balefire, they stop aging. So the more time a changeling spends in the holds, the less likely they are to age. But yes, the longer a changeling spends next to high amounts of glamour, like you find in a hold or next to a balefire, the more likely they are to slip into bedlam and kind of lose their touch with mundane reality.
Reality's boring.
So it tends to happen to the she, such as Chaz's changeling, where they kind of slip into a bit of madness because once they awaken, they like to stay in the castles and the holds and not interact with the weird mundane world.
No, Valerinos, ours is a little different.
Yeah, balefire is a good thing. Also, it's possibly the same thing as what's it called in Werewolf?
Oh, Cairn?
Yeah, Cairn.
Yes, it is actually fairly similar. They can actually you can get them interchangeably resources.
Which is also the same thing as a mage's node.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, for quintessence.
So if you are a changeling, a werewolf, or a mage, there is a small possibility you all might end up at the same font of magical power and have to fight over it.
You get the Spider-Man meme.
All pointing at each other. So as you all start passing by, about how close do you think you're sticking to the jalopy, Monjarston?
Do you want to circle around this?
Close enough. But I don't know. Are you one of those asshole developers where your walk speed is too slow and your run speed is too fast for this escort?
No, I'll say you can probably keep pretty even pace if they're going at a moderately slow speed. I don't know what the walking speed of a horse is.
1 horsepower.
I suppose that would make sense. Quick Google, how fast can a horse trot? And at this point, I don't think cars can go terribly fast, unless they're specifically built to be race cars.
I'm flooring it. All 20 miles an hour. We're making it happen.
All right, so a horse walks at roughly 8 to 10 miles per hour. So if Reard is driving the car at a cruising speed, you guys are probably pretty much right next to each other. If he's going about 50 miles an hour, you're going to start trailing behind. So I
If
suppose
he's going 50 miles an hour, he's going to go 50 miles an hour for about 15 minutes.
Oh, I said 15, not 50.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that was fun.
About how fast do you think you're keeping the car going, Chaz?
I'm trying to get there as fast as I can. If I'm assuming his horse is magic, so he doesn't have to worry about like riding it to death on the road. But if I start, I'm gonna keep him in the
It can only be ridden to death.
I'm gonna keep him in the rear view, and if I start seeing him like lag behind a little bit, I'll slow it up. But Hutch wants to get to crucifixion as fast as fairly possible right now.
Does your horse have Wayfair?
So
I have
you
no
guys,
idea.
you all see as the landscape gradually starts to transform from not exactly the lush green lands of closer to the coastal Texas, but there's a river that runs through San Antonio, and there's a bit of grass and there's flowers, and even in the midst of the Great Depression, though, there's still trees and nature. But as the miles and the hours start to drag on, that just begins to gradually disappear until it is almost like you have entered into a different land, as it all gives way to nothing but miles and miles of sand as far as the eye can see. And even the air starts to feel oppressive, as it almost feels like the moisture wants to leave your body, and it leaves your lips cracked and parched. You can feel the stinging in your nose from the lack of water. And you figure if you're not getting close here, you're right there at the cusp of the Dustbowl. And the wind seems to be picking up a little bit.
Ooh. And we have to deal with a tornado.
Rolled on the windows.
Honestly, like, is that we are in Texas? Is that like on the Wandering Monsters chart? Just 10 on a D10 is tornado.
Well, I mean, and with change, we might actually end up in the land of Oz.
And despite the decrepit state of the environment, there seems to be a fellow traveler not too far ahead, and it doesn't seem as though he seems to be moving. And I will say it is not... I will say that Monjarston being left a little bit behind on the horse, unless he's literally riding his horse to death, probably isn't going to be the first one to see it, as you guys see there seems to be a broken down jalopy up ahead.
Oh, gee. Somebody can help. Somebody who knows things about fixing things.
Are they going our way, though, or are they going ahead?
It looks like they're facing towards the same direction as you are, but...
Okay.
Yeah, they're not coming towards you. It seems as though there's a car broken down.
I am immediately going to regret this, but we are on the edge of the Dustbowl, and that means mission start. So I'm going to pull over Can I see if they are Kithane or not?
You do not see the immediate appearance of glamour that happens when you recognize one of your own kind. But it seems to be a man wearing a white wife-beater shirt. And probably some patched up pants. He's sweating a bit, thick dark hair, black eyebrows, and olive skin. And it seems as though he's got a woman about the same age as him, probably late 20s, and 3 kids, as he seems to be waving you guys down as you guys are approaching closer.
Go around, partner, part of the mission. It's getting
You just kind of pass by, give him the finger.
I shoot the guy on the way by.
Yeah, I wouldn't fucking eat him anyways.
I need a snack.
You eat what you can on the road. Even if it's man.
Should we pull over for them?
Yes, Reared is pulling over. We are stopping to help.
As you hear in an accent, it's a little difficult to place. Oh, thank God, it is help has arrived. I do not know what is wrong with the car. It is steaming.
I do believe this is your moment to shine there, Paul.
It is steaming, you say. Can I take a look at the engine there?
You pop open the engine as the gentleman thanks you for pulling over. And there is indeed some kind of not exactly opaque, but white smoke coming out of this thing, and you see it is held together by a hope and a prayer.
Well, do your thing, cause
Do I assume it's like overheated? I mean, can I roll to see if it's over? Do I believe it's overheated?
Yeah, why don't you give me intelligence mechanics, or what did you write down for your mechanical know-how in this for this character?
I guess what kind of science or technology? Yeah. I know.
Which one do you have for your? It might also be craft if you have like craft mechanics.
You have three in craft, so yeah, that works.
Is that your highest skill when it comes to that kind of thing?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you give me intelligence craft for your mechanical know-how?
All right.
So is anybody else other than Kazaa getting down from the car?
I
hell
am
no.
well and truly out of my range here, and I feel like I need to probably babysit Avery, even though I'm not going to say it in so many words.
I can take care of him.
And I got 4 successes.
4 successes. The car's definitely overheating. It seems as though it's probably leaking the water that keeps the engine cool.
I'm gonna pull up my beer bottle and then face away from people and then pee.
You're gonna what?
Pee in the beer bottle and then put it where the thing would go. The fluid would go.
Are you just doing this in plain sight of everybody, Adam? Or are you trying to kind of stealthily try to cool down the engine with pee?
I'm turning away, like he's putting in the bottle.
Why don't you give me deck stealth, Adam?
Yeah.
I think I can sneak this piss.
I'm all right. I should have shotgunned that beer.
You probably haven't gone to the gentleman's room in quite some time, so.
Watch.
Hold it with your toes, Adam.
Deck stealth.
As Monjarston sees that the Changeling mobile seems to have halted up ahead as he's starting to close the gap between the two of them.
And you smell piss.
Smell piss.
I like to imagine Reared is just watching from behind the wheel, going, "What the fuck did I sign up for?"
Yeah, as the owner of the car goes, "That's this great thing about America. Somebody's always around to help. Always ready to help stranger. You going to California too?
California, there's nothing over there for us.
That place is a wasteland.
Always will be.
I got 4 successes for the stealth piss. The stealthy piss.
Unless one of your motley actually wants to determine whether or not they see this happening, I will say you managed to do this out of sight as you're kind of pressing nut to butt up against the engine of this car.
I will not be approaching, but I will have my gun ready.
And then I'll take the bottle and just like pour it over the engine.
You're gonna pour the bottle of piss over the engine.
Yeah.
Over the engine.
Over. Yeah.
Over
Is
the
it
engine.
magical piss, or you're just like, fuck it, the piss will do?
Both.
He's basically using his piss to cool down the car engine is what he's doing.
And it's also magical. It's horrible.
Yes, it is.
Adam, I just want to point out once again, you made this weird.
Yo, thanks for the 100 bits, HTG.
Yeah, thanks HTG, man.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
That's what everybody told you on the radiator there, yo. Yeah. And I poured it in the radiator.
You already said the engine.
Same difference.
I'm assuming with 4 successes on mechanics, Adam, you know not to pour it into where the engine's oil's supposed to go. With the radiator.
Yeah.
No. He knows what he's doing.
He's just built different.
He's just... Yeah, Daestra, he's got like... He straight up just like...
It's that
Yes.
oil.
4 liters by himself.
That's always that's such a guy thing to bring up. Just like what's the longest amount of time you've gone to? What's the longest you've ever peed?
Yorkie, thanks, buddy. Slap the engine.
Like fucking
with his
45 seconds.
We've all had that comical Austin Powers kind of moment where it just seemed to never stop.
I was like, Jesus. Peed so long.
Like, ooh, yeah. Gotta keep the flow.
I think the first time we went to Gen Con, I had a
Fucking
really long piss.
hashtag just guy things.
Just guy things. What's the longest you've ever peed? And this is why Onyx Path doesn't host us anymore.
Well, they
Also,
should.
what's the farthest you've ever peed?
I don't know if I have a tangible answer for that.
Oh,
But,
you ever did that?
no.
But you see, the way to really win is you get an erection and then you do a handstand.
No.
You know,
In elementary school, I peed from across, like straight up across the fucking room, the restroom, and I told everybody to come look. I got in trouble because when I said everybody, I meant everyone, girls included. So I was suspended for 3 days.
You just wanted to show everybody how cool you are with how far you could pee, which is the kind of thing an elementary schooler thinks is cool.
Yeah.
What's your response to this man as he seems to be trying to make small talk with you, and you clearly see that, I will say Reared sees that there's a suspicious yellow substance being used to cool the radiator of his car.
Oh, I'm in the fucking land of Oz.
he's in it.
I have to lead these people. I have to bind them into some sort of greater whole. And this dude's literally pissing in an engine block.
But it seems to be working is the thing.
Well, he's a changeling. Of course it's working. But I have to imagine that the analogy is probably not valid at this point in time, but Reared feels well and thoroughly like Jane Goodall living amongst the apes. My own brother included.
What's Riker doing as Kazaz seems to be performing a urinary repair while this man is trying to happily make small talk talking about how great America is.
I guess I'll smell the piss, look over at Hutch's brother, give him a weird face,
Yeah, well, it wasn't. Not me. Avery will kind of look over the edge of the car. He doesn't quite see where the smell is coming from, but he definitely smells the smell that most people will probably be aware of just hot piss. As it is quickly evaporating. As that car engines tend to get pretty hot.
Keep peeing on it.
But yeah, the man has asked you a question. Are you just going to ignore him? Weird.
Oh, who asked me what?
The owner of the car, his family kind of nervously looking around as the wind seems to be picking up, just trying to make small talk with you, and he's asking if you are also making your way to California.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was talking to Adam.
No, he's talking to you.
Dude, right, HTG? Adam is literally the greatest. Currently, we're headed up Panhandle way. Guessing you folks just came from there.
Yes, come all the way from New York. Bad times up there. We heard things pretty good in California, though.
City folk, huh? What made you want to come out this way?
Well, things may be hard over there, but my father always said America was the land of opportunity.
Well, I reckon hard-working folk can make opportunity just about anywhere. What sort of work are you interested in?
I will do any kind of work.
But I'm not talking about any kind of work. What do you want to do? What excites you?
Well, back home, my father used to be butcher maker. Have excellent cuts of meat. Best food in all of city. Someday I'd like to have a place like that of my own.
Yeah, my daddy used to do a little bit of butchering on the side too. Of course, we raised hogs. It was a little different for us. Tell me about that butcher shop though. Like, what you thinking? Might have to build it yourself, Custom work. You can make it look however you want.
He kind of shows you like his thick leathery hands. He's like, God, these hands can build anything as long as it's for them over there.
As he motions to Adam peeing on his car.
His wife and his 3 kids seem to be making a bit of a face.
But does it work though?
Yeah, it definitely seems to be working. There's still actual repairs to the car that need to be made, Adam. Why don't you give me another intelligence craft? As you've diagnosed the problem, you have remedied the overheating issue. But now it is time to actually perhaps try to fix the damn thing.
Alright.
Fuck.
No, let me funny shit. No, I didn't watch them.
Yeah, you're not crafting it, you're just making it. You're just fixing it so it doesn't fucking break. They're not going to be going down the highway and like fucking explode at 50 miles an hour.
But to go back in time.
Yeah. I put the flex capacitor on there. Slap this. But I got 3 successes.
3 successes?
Yes.
So you can see where the coolant seemed to have been leaking from out of the radiator, and what did you bring any kind of tools with you other than your sonic screwdriver?
I probably had some scraps that are have in my pocket.
Tools, Adam.
Oh, asparagus.
Asparagus, the ultimate tool.
Adam needs his tools. His tools.
I'm not quite sure if duct tape has been invented yet, but with a little bit of changeling know-how, you can probably make a basic repair to this thing that'll keep it going for a little bit. But I will say with your knocker flaw, this thing now sounds like that buggy from that one Hanna-Barbera cartoon when it runs.
It'll get you to point B, A to point B.
Who remembers what cartoon I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
It was Josie and the Pussycats.
Is it Josie and the Pussycats?
Yeah, they had a talking car because something weird always had to be a talking thing.
Are you sure? I thought it was like the same people that made Jabberjaw. Like, didn't they have like a spin-off
Let's look
cartoon?
at Hanna-Barbera.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it was Josie and the Pussycats. But I won't contradict you.
I'm pretty sure the thing's name was just Dune Buggy.
Yeah, Valerno says Josie and the Pussycats as well.
Okay, well, fuck me. I guess for Josie and the Pussycats. I guess I didn't watch enough Cartoon Network as a kid. I concede.
The original extended universe, the Hanna-Barbera animated series. With Josie and the Pussycats, Jabberjaw, Scooby-Doo, Blue Falcon. Was it Grape?
Falcon.
Grape Ape.
Batman.
That one caveman. I forget what his name was.
Supernatural.
I think possibly Johnny Quest.
Yes, actually.
Which means that's the same continuity as
Venture Bros.
Venture Brothers.
As well as the Harlem Globetrotters.
And we know the Harlem Globetrotters showed up in Futurama.
No, their descendants did.
Ah, that's right.
Oh, wait, the show was called Speed Buggy.
Speed Buggy? Okay. Sorry, I was thinking of Speed Buggy, I think. I briefly, at one point in my life, had Boomerang on the TV.
And they just straight up just had Shaggy with goggles as a character?
Yeah.
Shut up.
They had a crossover episode, too. But before we get too off topic, Mon Jarson, I'm assuming at no point you're going to get closer to inspect kind of what's going on.
Nah, I'm getting ready for the ambush.
You shoot the tires out.
as Adam's just going to have to get one of those I can fix that.
Yep.
He pees on the tire.
Then Mon Jarson, I will say it's you that kind of seems to notice the hairs on your arms are kind of sticking up a little bit.
There's something to foul. A foot foul. A chicken?
Diogenes? A man?
Man.
I guess technically it would be what, Aristotle's man? Or was it Plato's man?
Plato. It was Plato that Diogenes famously did not get along with.
Threw a chicken at him. As was typical of philosophers at the time. I will say the rest of you can kind of start to feel it too. You can kind of feel that there's that smell before rain, but it's dry, and you can see the hair on your arms are kind of starting to stand up.
Before that happens, and you can say no, you can say it happens in the middle of it. When Rearid was trying to get him talking about his butcher shop, I was trying to muse him. Now,
okay.
I physically cannot fit any more glamour, so I'm not trying to do it for my benefit. I want to do it for his benefit. I want to inspire more of his dreams. So do you think I've been able to goad him enough of a creative frenzy to make that happen, or do you think we get cut off in the middle?
No, I'll say yes, as he starts to talk about things like family recipes and things he remembers as a child, and it goes more than to just making money, but the idea of building something and giving something to your kids, as well as a connection to the culture and where they come from, even if they no longer live in the old country, is kind of the things he's talking about. As you manage to kind of get him talking a little bit about his dreams in California.
Okay, so I know what makes him create, so I'm guessing I can skip that part of musing. So next I need to roll manipulation plus an ability that suits the situation, the kith of the kithane, and the situation. Empathy is the obvious choice, but not all Cathane relate well to people on an emotional level, and might choose to inspire performance, leadership, or intimidation. Which would you prefer?
Do better in life. Ha!
Intimidate.
I won't say it's intimidation. I'll say in this case it's definitely empathy, as you're trying to kind of to pull this man's dreams out of him through conversation but what would you really like to do?
All right, so my difficulty is 6 unless you choose to modify the roll.
I will say it's at a 7 just simply because it's the Great Depression.
Fair the fuck enough. My manipulation is 4 because I'm super good at it, and my empathy is 1 because I'm kind of less good at that. Ba-boom.
I don't actually care about people.
That is a total of 2 successes as I I inspire ambient glamour into the air. Right before I notice the bad thing coming. Can I look around and try and see what's causing the bad?
You don't know whether it was the one nice little bit of conversation you were having with this man, or the smell of steaming piss literally coming out of his engine that diverted your attention.
Yeah, are they like covering the small children's eyes at this point?
I don't think they've noticed that, but they're definitely covering their noses. As it seems to be darkening on the horizon, and there's almost this static feeling in the air around you. And Adam, why don't you give me a dexterity athletics?
Ooh.
Okay. I can do that kind of.
Prove it.
I'll try.
Botch. No, I probably shouldn't. I probably can't make that joke right now as a storyteller. It shouldn't be.
Almost did.
You absolutely can. I make that joke constantly. Adam, go ahead and botch.
I almost did it. It almost did it. I got a 1 success.
1 success.
Let's go to 10.
I will say, as you were finishing putting the repairs on this man's engine, your hand briefly.
No.
There we go. There we go.
Now it's a CAFCON stream.
Yeah.
Hello, Adam. How are you?
I just love this. We just put us in a meme.
Discord likes to do that to me.
Egad, Josh has discovered our tryst. Quick, back to the tabletop feed.
Did you just unironically say egad?
No, I ironically said egad. There's much irony in that statement. Unless you really think I'm having a tryst with Adam, which I'm flattered. Adam, you can do better.
We can all do better. I'm just doing my best.
I like how you said we can all do better, and then I'm just doing my best. Implying you cannot do better.
It ain't much, but it's all I got.
Yeah. And thanks for the meme, Daestra. I love
much,
it.
but it's honest work.
Now, Daestra made a meme. Allow me to peruse it real quick before I kill Adam.
It's in the front lobby, yeah.
Okay, literally, I'm going to use this opportunity to plug the Discord. If you join the Discord for absolutely nothing, do it for Daestra's memes, because the man is an artiste. Oh, the people that don't watch the streams are going to tune in tomorrow and just be so confused.
No, you can argue that the people watching this stream are actually watching 2 streams.
Front lobby.
You brush against the metal housing of the engine of this car, and there's a shock as you manage to pull away really quickly before it can do any serious damage to you. And that's when you really feel it too, Adam. You feel that the hair on your neck standing up. You can even feel the hair on your head kind of almost starting to point out in all directions as the man talking to Reared seems to stop, and it's at this point where he notices it too, as you all realize that the sky around you is starting to go completely black.
Oh no.
It's a dust storm or a tornado.
You get some shade now.
Or both.
What are you all going to do?
Can I intelligent survival this to try and figure out what the best course of action is?
Yeah, well, he can give me intelligence survival.
Okay. Difficulty?
I will say this is also at a difficulty 7, as this is some strange circumstances, as you all can literally see that there are small streaks of electricity kind of popping and crackling in the air.
Can I roll, what is it, kenning? To see if this is of a magical nature?
What? Yeah. Chaz, you can give me the intelligence survival as
I failed.
As Riker-
7, 3, 2, 1.
you have seen dust storms back in San Antonio. Living in Texas, you're going to see the occasional dust devil kind of going down the sand. This is nothing like you've seen before, not having actually been to the Dust Bowl. As you can see, the dust was kicking up a little bit, but now the sky is literally going apocalyptically black. And it is slowly starting to become the point where the only light you're going to be able to use to see is the lightning streaking through the air.
Do we have, like, a roof on the car, or is it one of, like, the classic 20s open-top motherfuckers?
And this is a classic 20s open-top car.
Shit.
What did you get on your kenning roll, Xavier?
Was it perception?
Yes, perception kenning.
Okay. Wah, 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 wah. That is 4 successes.
4 successes. This thing is real. It is physical, but as you kind of almost see the terror and awe starting to form on the family's face who Kazaa is helping, this is almost inspiring a sort of supernatural dread. And you can feel it not only in your physical body, but your chimerical body as well.
I'll turn to the man. Just Reared's natural instincts kicking in. You should go back to your car. Oh no, he doesn't have a Fey so he would hear the shit kicker accent. Y'all should get back to your car. The rubber on the tires will ground the lightning. You got anything you can throw over a top, anything like that?
His wife, still sitting in the car, will kind of nod her head as she kind of pulls out an old blanket and uses it to cover her kids.
I will help them affix their blanket as best I can before returning to my car and doing the same.
Okay. What is Monjarston doing?
Shoot the lightning.
Shoot the lightning.
Deadeye the
You're not-
clouds.
You're not going to Wonder Woman 1984 this and try to lasso him?
Oh, god damn it.
I watched it. It was not good.
Yeah.
As did I, and I agree, it was not good.
I will not say too much about it, but I did not like how they did the action and that they made... She hits people hard enough to send them flying, but then they kind of just like, fall on the ground very
They're only
lightly.
magically fine.
Yeah,
Wait, which movie was this?
the new Wonder
The
Woman
new
movie.
Wonder Woman.
Oof. I thought that one was supposed to be good.
It is better than some other ones in that
Universe.
universe. Also, Wonder Woman forgets how to fly in the future.
Also, nobody remembers that one time in 1984 they all had their wish granted.
And every single person in the world rescinded the wish.
Alright, that's enough of that. And not just because of spoilers, but we will get into a long conversation about the problems in that movie should we allow ourselves to. So what is Monjarston doing?
Monjarston's putting on his coat over his head, getting ready for the rain.
Oh, it ain't rain that's coming.
Oh, just thunder?
It's not even thunder or lightning as you expected. There are literal arcs of electricity just kind of scattering throughout the air. In a manner that you are probably not quite familiar with unless you've been to the Dust Bowl.
I don't know if I have or haven't. I've been everywhere, man.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
Paul's gonna go under one of the cars though. is he's closest to the ground, I guess.
What'd you say, Adam?
Anyone under the car? That's for shelter.
Adam,
You want it?
get in the car. Rearid will tell you this in character. Get in the car. The rubber tires
Get
cannot
in the
help
car,
you.
motherfucker.
The rubber tires cannot ground it if you are not in the car. And I feel like you as a mechanic should know that.
But I got struck by lightning. That's how I became a changeling.
I am one with the spirits of electricity.
You just try to catch the lightning bolts on your tongue like it's snow.
He's gonna become a double changeling.
This isn't the Netflix version of Aretusa, Adam. You're not going to catch lightning in a bottle. Although I suppose as a changeling you might be able to.
I'll be back in a flash. 1 second. Please continue.
No. We shall sit here in silence until he returns.
I'm not in my library, so I just can't start randomly reading out of one of my books. So, Adam, you hear Rearid yelling at you, telling you to get in the car because it's grounded.
But the ground is right here, though.
Called it.
Yeah.
I'm already grounded, stupid.
Saw that joke
shit,
coming a mile away from Adam.
Yeah. That's the only one that can predict my movements.
I mean, if you have rubber soles, yeah, technically you're fine. If you get hit.
Is my changeling soul rubber?
Without really looking at anybody, Riker, you can hear Avery saying, "What the hell is going on?"
I'll look up at the sky. Look at him. Storm.
That doesn't look like any storm I've ever seen. It feels biblical.
I haven't read your Bible.
Well, Geronimo, you're going to want to make good peace with the Maker soon. I don't know why the hell I listened to my brother coming out here.
Did you throw him out of the car?
Ah. You'll be fine. If not, well, I guess you'll be meeting your god soon.
You're in more danger in here with me than you are out there. At this point.
Only up there are you safe.
I need you to call me Geronimo one more time.
Geronimo was a hero.
As a dumb Texas hick in the 20s or 30s, he probably is not aware of that.
I mean, yeah, like fucking Geronimo's probably like fucking Osama bin Laden to these people. Hey guys, guess why they use Geronimo as the code name?
I'll bite. Why?
Oh, I just said like Geronimo was not seen as a nice person to these people in that time.
Yes, your brother has made another offensive comment to your new Native American friend as he said the storm appears biblical. And he can almost see like there's something past it the same way you guys probably can.
That there's something past it?
It's almost like the sand is swirling into faces and you can hear something amongst it.
Can I...
Who has the mark?
Can I, like, perception gray mare this? I want to, like, try and analyze it magically.
Alright, go ahead and give me perception gray mare.
I'm sorry, the brand, not the mark.
I'm gonna say Twinkle Toes has it.
As you see a mark on the back of Adam's neck start to bleed.
What's my difficulty?
I'll say this one's a difficulty in that it is really loud with the sand is literally howling as it's starting to swirl around you guys as your buddy whose car you helped he is literally getting in and speeding back the way he came.
Well, that's got to that exhaust has to smell great. I botch again. I have not rolled dice once tonight. without having a fucking 1 pop up.
See, Chaz, you gotta do better.
Like, that's got to be some kind of statistical anomaly, right? I've done what, like 4 fucking dice rolls? Okay, no, I'm lying. I had 1 dice roll that didn't have a 1, which was for the glamour that I couldn't have, that I was doing it purely for RP reasons.
Spend willpower with every roll you do, Chaz.
I have 2 willpower left. I'm becoming Adam.
This is what it feels like to be me at the
Oh my god, is this what it feels like to be Adam?
This is awful.
This is what I have to come up with, Chaz.
This is Adam. This is Adam living every day of his life, Chaz.
Can I do perception Raymare as well?
Yes.
I got 3 dice though. Let's see what happens.
I also had 3 dice. Each one of them said, go fuck yourself.
But you said the difficulty was what was the difficulty?
I believe I said it was a difficulty 8 due to the sheer volume. This thing is loud. There's literal arcs of lightning starting to crack through the air, and it is going black.
Okay. Difficulty AIDS.
And sand is, if it wasn't blatantly aware, there is sand getting everywhere in your clothes, in the hair, in your nose. And if you're not shielding your eyes, it's getting in your eyes too.
It didn't botch.
I am going to try to throw something over the top. Like,
Okay.
I don't know if we...
I will give you that you probably have a large blanket, like an old woven blanket or something like that.
Yeah, I'm going to try to affix that to the top and try and shut out the storm as best I can.
Why don't you give me intelligence craft? Yorkie, he is playing an Autumn Sheet, which are basically the high elves, but the cool ones who stuck around and they didn't fuck off to Arcadia like the rest of them did.
What's the difficulty on that?
I'll say a difficulty 7 as the wind is literally trying to flap the thing into the air.
Okay, and what's the penalty for not having any dots in the skill?
I believe it reduces it by 2, doesn't it? Depending on where it's at. It's not a knowledge, actually. I think because it's a skill, I do believe it decreases it by 1 rather than 2.
Oh, I get to roll 2 whole dice.
Yeah, talent is no penalty. Skills is either increase in penalty or decrease in dice pool. And knowledge is you can't do it.
That is 1 success.
1 success. You managed to tentatively kind of tie this blanket over the top of the car, trying to mitigate the amount of sand that's getting into your goods and your wares and everything you guys are holding as your brother is trying to hide under the seat of this thing.
Is Monjarston still outside the car?
That is up to him. Oh, how is Monjarston reacting as to the mother of all dust storms?
Well, I pull up my bandana over my mouth and nose, and kind of shield my eyes with my hands as best as I can. Hold my hat, and well, I suppose I'm gonna weather the storm.
Are you just gonna stand where you are, or are you gonna kind of
Well, I'll get closer to the automobile.
I will call out to him as he approaches. Are you mad? Get to some kind of shelter. You can't stand out there by yourself.
I've been through a few dust storms, city boy. It'll be fine.
I think that's a bit worse than that.
You can barely hear each other over the whipping of the wind. And Adam, what roll did you make again, and how many successes did you get?
I didn't get any successes. I didn't botch though, but like 7 was the highest I rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
So no, nothing. The thunderstorm. Dust storm.
And why don't you all give me a dexterity athletics?
Oh, fucking wonderful. Because I'm super good at all of that.
I am super good at that.
I botched this one.
Div 6?
The curse went back to me, Chad. Look what you did.
I will say diff 6.
I got
2
5
successes. It did go back.
Yeah, well, I take the curse back. I'll be right back, though. I'm going to use the restroom. Not in
I
character.
got 6 successes.
6 successes. So, Adam, while you still have your headphones in, I will say you are touching the door of the car as you immediately feel a bolt of lightning just rush through you.
Like, what? My hair standing up now? Look like the guy from, what's that show called? Remember when I get back, I gotta pee.
Okay.
He's gonna say
I don't
Home
remember.
Alone.
No.
Adam, just pee in a radiator.
I don't have one nearby for easy use.
You got a couple bottles of plum wine by now, right?
And as the dust and the sand, the shadows almost forming faces amongst it, it seems to unify into one great arcing face through the black sands as they are blotting out the sun. And it becomes immediately apparent to those of you who haven't been paying attention or that haven't been looking deep into the storm that this thing is some kind of chimerical creature.
Ah. 'Tis a hunt, then.
just the storm in and of itself.
This thing, it is not obeying any kind of the beginning of the storm. Seems like a natural phenomenon at first, but you can literally hear whispering voices. Although at this point they can be hard to make out, and there is almost a gaping face within the sand that you can start to make out that stretches miles at this point as far as you can see.
Oh, Happy's got an idea. Hang on, I need to check my stats real fast. Wilder.
And from under the seat hutch, you can hear your brother saying, "It's the end of the goddamn world." And he is literally starting to pray to God, and you can feel almost a dark sort of glamour starting to come off of him.
Well, that's the first step of Alcoholics Anonymous. Listen to me, Avery. You're going to be fine, all right? I need you to hold it together now. We're going to be fine. I'm not going to let nothing happen to you. You trust me?
I fire my gun at the face.
Ooh. So it is hard to see in the almost all-encompassing darkness and the shifting sands blazing before your eyes. But you see Mon Jarson pull out his cold, silvery revolver, steady it, point it at the face that's kind of emerging in this thing, and fire straight at it. Why don't you give me your Dex Firearms?
Does my specialty in revolvers come into play here?
I will say yes.
Oh my god, you cannot imagine how much I hate myself right now.
Why?
I have 3
Yes.
dots in Actor, 2 dots in Fey. If I had 3 dots in Fey, it would allow me to affect Manifold Chimera with my Sovereign. I could literally tell this thing to sit the fuck down. I'm missing 1 dot.
Wah, wah.
You're only a level 1 character.
Hang on. I think I can spend a point of glamour to circumvent that.
5, 6,
Yes.
7.
Yes, you can spend more glamour to get realms you don't have.
I got 8 successes.
8 successes.
And my character looks like Dr. Stone's main character guy.
Oh wait,
God damn
sorry.
it.
Can I spend a willpower on this? I know I did it. I forgot about that.
I will say you can next time if you want to.
Aw, okay, I understand.
I don't get a free die.
Did he take any damage whenever I got hit by lightning?
I will say you take 2 bashing damage. It wasn't that bad, but if you are not careful, touching anything metal at this point is going to be a bit dangerous.
But I am metal.
What is my revolver's damage mo?
Does anybody know the damage of a revolver off the top of their head?
Heavy or light?
I'm assuming it's a heavy.
Oh yeah.
Heavy is fire, if memory serves.
Yay.
How much damage are you trying to hit this cloud with?
All of it. Alright, that's... Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage.
He's making it not a cumulus nimbus anymore.
Do you have any good cowboy phrases to give with this thing?
Good, bad. I'm the one with the gun.
Chaz tests out his techno-goth hands.
Quick, somebody play Thomas the Tank Engine.
With Biggie Smalls?
Come on, motherfucker, come on.
Boop, 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 boop. The many voices within this roiling cloud of sand seem to unify and manifest a howl that shudders you to the core, as the face almost seems to be trying to shake off the damage you fired at it.
And then I fire again!
Alright, who is going to try to do something next?
I'd like to, if I may.
Okay.
Avery, cover your ears and keep praying, you hear?
I never should have listened to you, damn it, I should have stayed home.
We ain't dead yet now, Avery, don't you give up on me. And with that, I'm going to step out of the car.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to spend 1 point of glamour so that I may affect Manifold Chimera.
Okay.
So.
Specifically, what does Manifold Chimera refer to?
I can do things to Chimera's butts with my powers.
Okay, so you are going from human to Fey to Chimera.
So the way it works is on my Fey realms, 1 dot is commoner, 2 dot is noble. I can affect nobles. I need 3 dots for Chimera. 4 dots is non-Kithane like Xavier, and I'm not actually sure what 5 dots is. I'm not technically driving here, so the car stopped. Alright, so I'm stepping out. And I'm going to bellow at this thing in my most lofty, courtly voice. You there, Chimera! I am Squire Rearid of the House of Liam, sanctified by oath and endowed by the dreaming, and you will show deference to me. As I'm invoking Sovereign 1, Fey 3.
Alright, give me that roll.
Oh, I don't want to willpower this.
Just use some physical dice.
I mean, it'd be pretty lame if you did all that and you didn't get anything.
I have the curse now, Chaz.
I have 2 willpower left, and I desperately need them. Now, option number 2 is I could open myself to the nightmare. But we're going to call that plan ZZ99. I don't know, Josh, does yelling at a fucking sandstorm count as a bunk? Roll 6 ones. Dude, I don't even have 6 dice in this pool.
6 ones gets a lot of people killed, doesn't it, Yusuf?
Having the audacity to try to command nature without a second guess, I will say this time acts as a bunk, but I believe according to the rules themselves, it is very difficult to pull off the same bunk twice.
When did I yell at nature previously?
I know, I'm saying, should you try it again?
Oh. That's fine. How much is the bunk worth?
I will say 2 dice this time.
Well, it'd be 2 difficulty.
Oh, minus 2 difficulty? I will say it is dropping from a difficulty 8 to a difficulty 6.
Okay.
As this thing is literally quite literally encompassing your entire field of vision.
Fuck it, I can get a 6 on 3 dice. Please don't fuck me, Onyx Dice. Please. Please. I'm literally begging you not to fuck me. I can't look at this thing. 10, 4, and a 2.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for using the lube, buddy.
As it almost seems like the face gathering in the storm is about to charge at you, and it is pressing forward onto you as the sand starts to disappear. As the face dissipates and the whispering amongst the howls begins to stop, And although the sandstorm itself hasn't quite dissipated, you can the arcs of lightning literally appearing in the air are starting to dissipate.
So basically, protocol. I can force it to obey the protocol of the Changeling courts. So basically, it has to be polite, at least for a little while.
Go to Oklahoma.
With one success, you have about a small amount of time, basically, right? But as you kind of command it to listen to you.
You've given me enough time to fire again.
Oh, I guess if it wants to, it can just spend a point of willpower to ignore me. Otherwise, it gets a -1 dice penalty to all pools.
Okay.
But if I can attempt to talk to it, unless you want to decide that invocation takes my entire turn. What troubles you, Chimera? Why do you rage so?
I was shot.
I will say at this point, everybody's going to have to give me some initiatives.
Okay.
So here's a funny story. I don't roll combat characters, ever. And literally every time I don't roll a combat character, I regret it. All the time. Ever.
We have willpower. We just have a willpower character, Chaz. That way you don't need combat to just roll your way out of everything.
Just use all your fucking willpower. When will that ever go bad?
Then it's not like you'd ever lose all your willpower, then have to try to flash a bunch of teenagers to get it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds really bad because the context is missing.
I refuse to give the context.
Everybody in the campaign is over 18.
I got a 15.
15 for Mon Jarston.
I got a 14.
14 for Hutch.
12.
And
12 for
Xavier got a 29 or something.
No, I only got a 16.
16 is still going first.
Boost me, Tom. Okay.
What does Hutch's brother get, though?
He gets a crying on the floor.
He gets a dick in the ass.
Okay, so now we know what Riker's doing this turn.
I did not find your earlier comments funny.
I'll look around. This is taking too long. And
No, are you gonna pull the big gun out right away?
yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna flex real hard on these dudes.
See, I wish I could agree with you, Yorkie, but the problem is it's entirely my fault. Like, I know the werewolves are going to show up eventually. I know it's going to turn ugly. But every time I think, maybe this time.
If you roll high enough, you can absolutely tell this thing you can pull the, Trailer Park Boys, I'm going to pay you this money to fuck off. Unfortunately, you only got one success, is what you got on your Sovereign, right?
Yeah.
Not quite, I'm going to pay you to fuck off levels of success, but it is potential.
I just want to fucking get it to cut its shit and talk to it.
All right.
All right, what's Riker Redwind about to do? I know what he's about to do, but explain to the rest of everybody, because I know what your special Numa Zoho ability is.
So, Numa Zoho have a fantastic ability called Rouse.
Oh my god, wake me up when you're done.
I'm stroking my cock. Let me do this, okay? And it says I can only do this once a month, okay? I have to wait until next month to do this.
Unfortunately, the Death Storm. Go ahead.
The Numa Zoho have the ability to create violent disturbances in the natural world, causing windstorms, avalanches, or even minor earthquakes within a 5-mile radius. I just gotta spend a willpower in medicine, and if I just make a big crack in the earth, will that just finish this encounter?
I will say you could probably do a counter tornado to try to dissipate this thing.
Oh hell yeah!
So what does it look like? Give us an image of as the Numa Zoho stands up. I'm assuming on the seat of this vehicle,
Yeah.
and he draws from his medicine within his very being and calls forth the very elements of nature.
Let's take
What
this
does it look
smash.
like?
So, I am going to, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get a little weird with this.
You gonna piss on it?
What am I, a weirdo?
Because there's a
you're-
threshold here now.
You're gonna scalp Avery?
It's a bunk, I'm sorry!
This is what you want.
Or you could do the... Oh, go ahead.
I will, take my shirt off.
Mhm.
Hold on, I'm not gonna strip for the... seduce the
That's my bunk.
Seduce nature.
Do you have an undershirt underneath? Or are you one of those guys? Or are you doing as you do in real life, or you are just button-up shirt, no undershirt?
Yes, of course. It's too hot to have an undershirt. Don't be ridiculous.
I would like to remind you that I think by this point deodorant has been invented, but I don't know how widely spread deodorant is at this point. And so what most people did is they wore an undershirt, and when that would get soaked with sweat and start to smell, they would literally take the undershirt off, wring it out, and either change it or put another shirt on, as not to smell too bad. Is how we used to do things. I would hope you have an undershirt, but if you don't have one, you don't have one. So Riker Redwind takes his shirt off.
I take my shirt off. I carve small symbols into my chest.
Into Avery's chest.
Omega Pi Omega.
I reach into my bag, get a small pouch of ashes as I chant something to myself.
What are you chanting?
And do you really want me to do chants?
If you have
Xavier is not a certified medicine man.
Okay, Mr. Stroking my own cock.
if you have any cool basic Apache chants you want to give us, feel free to do so, Xavier.
None that are appropriate.
Just give us a swear word then.
Fucking white people.
You can basically be Geralt in the Last Wish when he literally tells a genie to fuck off.
And yeah, I blow the ashes out of my hands, and they go up and start forming the funnel of the tornado.
I will say that might take a little bit as the ash literally starts to form into a counter tornado. Mon, what are you doing as you see your new Native American friend?
What the hell is
Literally
he doing?
tear his shirt off, start carving things into his chest, and then pull ashes out and blow it into the air.
Crazy son bitch. And I fired my gun again. At Avery.
I mean, it will end his arc. That's for sure.
It'll end his alcoholism.
Yeah.
No, I shoot the stupid face again.
Alright, give me that roll. I do like that Yusa appreciates my Witcher reference. As I said, I have recently been reading the books for the first time. And I remember that's the big joke in The Last Wish with the genie, right? Is that Geralt is like, I knew an invocation to send the genie away, but I don't know what it means. And everybody he tells it to is like, that's what you fucking said? And so he's like, what does it mean?
Fuck off.
And someone's like, you literally told the genie to fuck off.
I'm spending a willpower for this, by the way.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're invoking because I think I can?
No. But I totally am.
Who, Dad?
Xavier. He's back.
Alright, what the willpower... That is... Is it difficulty 8 or... What's the diff?
Yeah, I believe I put it at 8 for literally shooting a sandstorm.
But how could I miss? Alright. then that's with the willpowers. The willpowers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because there was one that was had to be a 7. So damn it.
All right, so Mon, believing that there isn't nothing in this goddamn creation that he can't shoot, picks up Death's revolver, looks this thing right in its incorporeal face, and fires at it. And you guys, for a brief moment, see the sand almost dissipate as a brief ray of sunshine comes back in before it swallows itself back up. And
now we have another tornado.
3 tornadoes.
As the tornado is starting to get a little bigger, and this thing is starting to kind of struggle to hold its shape together.
We can leave now.
Hutch, you got one turn. It's your turn.
Ideally, I'd be waiting for the thing to answer me, but I think we're a little bit past talking at this point.
You can talk to Xavier's tornado.
The voices seem to be whispering, seem to be yelling something at this point.
Can I understand?
And if you want to try to, you can. Try to give me a perception alertness. Or do you have Enigma, right?
I actually don't know.
As Changeling, you should have Enigma.
It's the same.
Why don't you give me?
It's the same.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you give me Perception Enigma? Well, it doesn't matter, I guess, if it's the same thing.
3-2-2. I'm completely deafened by the gunshot.
All right. Well, what do you want to do with your turn? As you are trying to make out what these things are saying, it is between the gunshots, the counter tornado, and the screaming happening in the dreaming.
The only thing Rearid really wants to do is to try and make out what it's saying, so I guess he's going to spend his turn doing that and fail.
I mean, you too can also try to assault Avery.
I actually don't think I have a way of hurting this thing. Like, I have a gun, but, like, I don't have a chimerical gun.
Yeah.
So, like, I can shoot, like, flesh shit, but I wasn't counting on having to take out Chimera. That's why we bring you guys, so... All
right, Tinkerton, you are next up in initiative. What's going to happen? What's up?
I put my hair back down to its greasy form.
Using your greasy, pissy hands, you're kind of trying to smooth your hair back down.
This will look great. Well, I have the weapons. I don't think that are chimerical. So
just use your feet.
Just use my feet.
Just piss at it, Adam. Just make this totally weird.
Chimerical piss firearms. Does that count as firearms or melee?
Does chimerical piss count as firearms or melee?
No, Adam. In the situation, your piss might substitute as radiator coolant, but it does not substitute as a weapon in this scenario.
But it does substitute as the title of the video.
Yeah, thank you.
What if it's acid, though? What's getting on?
If it's acid, Adam, you need to go to a doctor.
Unless you took that merit from Lore of the Clans from the Nosferatu, I don't think your piss is acid.
Yeah.
And even then, I think that just makes their blood taste bad, right?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I know there is one like that, but I think that's an Assamite one.
Did Hershey ever get the roof like up over the on the car, like the tarp?
They get the cloth, yeah.
Yeah, the tarp over the car.
Yeah, it's kind of billowing and it's going to the wind. But it is somewhat holding down.
I'm gonna get frustrated and try to nail it down better.
Okay. Why don't you give me an intelligence craft in that case?
That I can do. There you go. You got one success, though. Oh, wow. I don't know.
One success. This thing seems like it's about to fly off, but not on Tinkerton's watch, as you managed to hold this thing down.
Just fucking puts a nail through the window.
And as the dust storm continues to rage, as the tornado summoned by the Numa Zoho is getting greater and greater, it is going to make one last attempt to shock Xavier. Xavier, Tom, which one of you want to be odds? Which one of you wants to be even? As you two are clearly the biggest threats to this thing.
I'll be the odd.
All right.
I guess I'm even.
And it goes odds. As you see this thing, as this thing seems to zero in on Death's gun, and is going to try to strike you with lightning. With a 10, a 6, an 8, a 10, a 5, and a 7.
So this
You
thing
can
has specialty
regenerate, right?
lightning bolts, right?
Yes.
Well, it also has the difficulty 8, right?
I don't know if it has a difficulty 8 to hit you.
Does it lose a die to my sovereign? Is that
Yes,
still an
it
effect?
does.
You can decide.
Yeah, I will say that takes away one of the successes, so it gets 4 successes to hit you. Are you going to try to literally...
Riff.
What are you going to try to do?
I'm gonna dodge the lightning.
Channel into your gun. You fire lightning bolts.
I challenge the lightning to a duel.
I challenge you to a Shaolin showdown. I mean,
Dude, I missed that show. I legitimately enjoyed that.
Oh, good show, yeah.
Go on,
I hate that they came
Tenpai.
out with Shaolin Showdown Chronicles.
What now?
They're rebooting it with.
No, Shaolin Showdown Chronicles was it was like a soft reboot. Came later. It sucked.
That's unfortunate.
So unless you have something to mitigate damage, that will be 2 lethal damage.
I do not.
So this thing strikes at Mon Jarson, literally striking lightning down upon the hand that shot it. As the tornado grows to a massive size and begins to dissipate the very dust storm. And why don't you all give me a last perception alertness as the counter tornado gets rid of the dust storm.
Ooh, 3.
Perception alertness?
Yes.
Yeah, 2 successes.
Still diff 8?
I will say it's at a diff 6 this time.
3 successes.
Then that's 2, 3, 2 successes.
2 successes. What did Wrecker Redwind get? I believe he's the only one I didn't hear.
3.
3. So all of you getting 2. All of you got 2 or more. All of you can hear as the tornado begins to dissipate the sandstorm, and the sun begins to once again shine down upon you. In the hot heat of the Texas summer, you can almost hear it echoing Avery's last words. Some other voices mixed in with it. You hear that phrase that Avery had uttered, that it's the end of the goddamn world.
This thing was feeding off fear.
Either that or it was the spirit of the Dustbowl itself.
And I believe that is a decent point to end the session, if you guys are okay with that. Have we been going for at least 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I unfortunately cannot see how long we've been going, but it will continue again next week, as it is once again my week to run Changeling, as this was an extra week for us to run a game the 5th week of the month, which does not happen every month.
Josh, can I just say that I genuinely appreciate the 5-minute break, or 2-hour break? But you know what I mean, like just the chance to take a breather. It's so nice, and I'm sure they appreciate it too, seeing somebody else behind the screen.
It is true, Yusuf. There will be back-to-back Changeling this Wednesday and next Wednesday.
And maybe we'll get people out of the fucking trunk next week.
Are you referring to your satyr and your slua?
Mm-hmm.
The hobo cat.
Who knows what magical help they could have been. But that'll give everybody 2 XP.
Woo!
Yay. Adam's gonna do nothing with it.
Gonna save until I remember to use it.
And commence the votes.
Josh, will you let me buy a dot of Kenning? Or, no.
You want Greymare, I'm assuming?
No, I want Kenning.
Oh, Ken? Yeah, go ahead. Okay. If you have the XP for it already.
Does.
What is Kenning?
Okay, Kenning is what I need to determine people's musings. I vote for Adam for pissing in the gas tank. Or pissing in the oil.
One for Adam.
Adam.
For literally pissing his solutions. And helping a nice migrant family make their way to California.
Well, at least until the piss dries up.
One vote goes to Riker for putting up with Avery and the awesome tornado.
That is also how I was gonna vote.
2 votes for Riker.
What about for Morrison for shooting the storm cloud?
So is your vote going to Mon Jarston then, Adam?
Yep.
1 vote for Mon Jarston for literally shooting at a chimera made of sand. And 1 vote for Adam so he can get 73 XP to spare with his character.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
Chaz, I believe you have yet to make a vote.
No, I voted for Adam for his.
Oh, you voted for
PP mechanics.
Okay.
Who do you vote for, Josh?
I am the storyteller. I vote for the team effort. Daestra votes for Adam.
I vote for not my favorite children.
He votes for driver Kyle.
I will also give it to Mr. Mon Jarston
2 for Mon Jarston.
for just shooting at a goddamn storm with a gun.
Screaming.
Ah! Slam fire. As the fucking country version of Word Up by Korn starts to play from the end of Kingsman 2.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Oh, fucking Kingsman 2.
I had the Statesman.
They were supposed to make a Statesman movie, but I think the Kingsman 2 sequel didn't do well enough to merit a Statesman movie.
Well, they were working on
The Kingsman.
Kingsman. Yeah, but I think they got pushed back because of the corona.
Yeah, that movie was supposed to come out like in August, I think, like at the end of summer.
Yep. But all we got is Wonder Woman.
But we got our Wonder Woman.
We were talking about that for another half hour.
No, I don't want to talk about Kristen Wiig as Cheetah.
She's a good actress, but she is just not believable as a credible threat.
Yeah,
Xavier, who should have played Wonder Woman?
Gina Carano.
Oh, the MMA fighter who's also in Deadpool and Mandalorian.
Yee.
She definitely has like a Wonder Woman look to her. I could see that, and she actually looks physically threatening, and you know she knows how to kick the shit out of people. Yeah, I already said I try not to be biased against something as I'm watching it, but the action right away started to bother me. And I was watching it with Anahi, and even she pointed out, she's like, why does the action look so weird? And we both came to the conclusion it's that Wonder Woman is hitting people, but there is weirdly no force behind how hard she's hitting people, that the reaction is not proper to the amount of force she puts into things. And also it looks like she's not putting force into her movements either. It's like she's slamming, and they go flying, but they don't get hurt and stuff like that.
Yeah, like she goes in, right, and she takes out that one dude's leg, and you look at him like, man, if Wonder Woman hit that guy's shin, he doesn't have a shin anymore, but he just flips.
Yeah, even though Kristen Wiig isn't believable as a credible physical threat, when she starts punching people and throwing them around, it looks like they're getting hurt, and it looks appropriate for like the amount of damage you should be doing if you're applying that amount of force when you hit people.
Yeah. Also, it's weird that other Wonder Woman came out.
Oh, Linda Carter.
Yeah, I was like, what? What?
But if that is it, don't think any more votes are coming in, and Pinkerton takes it away with 3 votes.
Pinkerton?
Oh, Tinker. So I have at 4 XP. We'll save it forever. It's never to be spent.
And they don't explain why what's his name has to come back in somebody else's body. It's just weirdly rapey for. I do like Pedro Pascal as a villain, though. He was an interesting villain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As what's his name?
The Mandalorian.
Max Lord.
Yeah, there we go, Max Lord. Max Lord does have powers in the comics, doesn't he? But he has like some kind of like almost like a Purple Man kind of power set.
Yeah, he doesn't have fucking magical wish granting powers.
He has something like telepathy though, or like mind control, doesn't he?
I think so.
I'm not a big DC fan, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this session of the Dustbowl Blues with Changeling 20th Anniversary Edition. We will be bringing it.
Enjoying this chronicle, Josh. I always do.
I am glad you are. We will be bringing it back next week.
Hell yeah!
All right, you guys know this spiel. Like, subscribe, join the Discord. If you do nothing else, join the Discord because it's a great batch of people. We have a Patreon because, of course, we do. Social media if you want to know what we're streaming and when. But honestly, if you join the Discord, it's kind of redundant. Just turn on notifications for the pre-stream chat room, and we'll tell you.
We'll tell you 90% of the time. On time.
But it's like a solid 90% of the time. All right. Good night, you beautiful people. We are out of here.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night.